nice shirt. Oh, thank you. That means you're new, because if you were here all along, you would know I never like really wear shirts. I always wear a dress. Thank you. But press subscribe. Then there's a little bell next to the subscribe button. After you click the little bell, check the box to turn on notifications, and then you will never ever miss a video. You will always be first to see it, and I know you can't wait until you see the next one. If you don't see a YouTube video tomorrow, I'm probably live on my stream, so come check that out as well. Best treatment always goes to my subs, so if you want rewards and monthly giveaways, autographed photos, over 1,200 past broadcasts, please subscribe to me. I would love you forever. So today's look, I'm gonna call this lip look Crowd, because it just reminds me of royalty.
I get on love her, but I said I love her because I was so fond of the Molly. Yeah, serving the sorry.
How you get this look? First you put on Charm Velvet Liquid Lipstick. It's by Kylie Jenner. And then what I did was use Exposed lip gloss. Not the liquid lipstick, but the lip gloss. All of her lip glosses are super pigmented, and they actually smell good, and they like feel so moisturizing, and I'm so shocked that they're not more popular than her lip kits because they're just awesome. So I'm using Exposed. I really recommend Exposed for any complexion because it's such a flattering color. Like, you could get away with this. It has peachy and warm undertones, and it's really cute. So I put on Exposed just to like completely like mask my lip, and then also add like the moisture and the shine to it. And then on top I put King K. It's one of her metal lip glosses, and it's also really good. All of her metal lip glosses come out like frosting. They're so creamy and like glittery, and I just don't know why lip glosses aren't like more popular, because they're so pretty together. So that's why I did this. And the reason why I went for more of a bronzy, orangey kind of lip color is because it's orange is complementary color of blue, and I'm wearing a really deep royal blue, so I just put like a really dark pumpkin-y color on. Swarzy, why not just use pumpkin liquid lipstick, you ask? Because pumpkin doesn't have like that little shimmer, and whenever it's matte, it's really strong. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great because I finally have gotten over this to the point where I could just like talk about it, and I think this is gonna be like a great story for you. So if you're having a bad day, congrats on finding this video, because it's gonna help you feel so much better if you ever got rejected, if you got rejected today, if you got rejected last night. This will make you feel like a ton better about your life right now, about all the stuff that happened in this med school nightmare. Okay, this guy's name is... Am I allowed to say their names? I don't know. I feel like really bad like if I were to say like their real name, but I'm just gonna tell you like what it is, because first of all, they're not gonna watch it, and second of all, I don't know. There were a lot of Kwans in my med school, because Kwan is a name for very smart people, and med school is a place for really smart people. So yeah, there were a lot of Kwans there. So Kwan or Q, you can call him either one. But whenever you get into like a safe relationship that you're like, oh well, you know, this person looks like a very nice person and they're very sweet, and this would never be like a person that would like do anything like fuckboyish, so let's like just try to date them and just like have a really good, nice little innocent relationship. So that's what we're gonna try to do today, because we're just trying to do like normal things, like bae goals, like girlfriend goals, like relationship goals. Like, we're just trying to do like normal stuff here, right? So this guy was in the 4th semester, which is the highest, and he was like about to end it or whatever, like, you know, almost a doctor and stuff. And he was actually a tutor at one of the groups that I went to. Oh, I remember how we became friends. Lol. Okay, so then there was like, so I went to like his tutor section or whatever. I just like knew like who he was, and he's skinny and lanky. He wears glasses. He has like a little, his shaped face is like this, which I think is really pretty shaped face, like when your chin is like pointy and stuff. I went to this event at school, and all the kids were there. I don't remember like what the theme was, but there was lots, it was like a festival or like a carnival, and there were a lot of people there, and there was really awesome food. It was all free food, and you just like got to try everything that was Dominican food and a little bit of American food too. And yes, we're in the country of Dominica studying medicine, And I was just walking around, wearing my shorts, felt cute, and my shirt, and I just saw this guy, and he was with his friends, and I was like, hey, like, what's up? Like, I don't have anyone to sit with, I'm gonna sit with you and stuff. So I sat with them, and I hung out with them for the rest of the time, and I just like really got to talk to them. Then I fucking realized that he lived in the same apartment complex that I did, and it actually only has 8 people, 4 upstairs and 4 downstairs. Oh, I was up there on the top front of the house, and then there was one next to me, and he was the one like behind that. So he was like exactly like diagonal of my apartment, and I was like, oh my god, we live like in the same place, like that's so crazy, we should study together. Okay, so okay, no, I'm going like way too far. I have to tell you, so I went to study, okay? I was innocent. I went to study, and this guy sat in the row behind me with his little computer thing and all his books out, his smart ass books and shit, and he's studying behind me. And I think I didn't know about one of the muscles, and like I didn't understand like the concept of like this muscle. So I, you know, being brave and shit, I got up and I was like, hey, like, how does this like really work? Like, I don't get it. And then he took a pencil, a mechanical pencil, he drew out the muscle, and then he used like arrows and like explained it to me visually, and I was like, wow, that was like so beautiful. Like, I totally understand like what you're saying. That's so cool. And that's how he taught me everything. He always drew, and that's how he taught others too. He always drew it, and he was an artist, and he was good. Like, if he drew a heart, he would not draw like a heart. He would draw like all 4 chambers and shit. Another day we were studying together, and I wore this blue and white plaid Abercrombie, what are those called, flannels, and I wore shorts with it, and I was feeling like real cute, like, oh, I look like really cute or whatever. So I see him, and then he leaves, and then he comes back in a plaid shirt, and he tells, and then I was like, oh my god, you're wearing Hollister. And then he was like, yeah, and then I was like, I'm wearing Abercrombie, I used to work at Abercrombie. And then he goes, oh, I used to work at Hollister. Lie. And then he goes, that's not even his shirt, that is his friend's shirt. But I thought it was cute, he was trying to impress me, and he told me later, like, you know, I really didn't work at Abercrombie. And then he told me that he used to be like ripped. Like, I don't even care about that stuff. He told me he used to be ripped. He was like, I need to find a photo, I used to be ripped. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And like, I didn't like know, like, this guy was like a liar, like, from the beginning, right? So his friend lent him a shirt, and we looked cute, we were like matching. One of his girlfriends was like, oh, you guys, what's going on here? Like, why are you guys matching and shit? Like, you know, and I just like love that kind of stuff, and it was like so spontaneous, like we weren't even together. So he also diagnosed me because he's a wannabe doctor, but he's like a real doctor now, I'm sure. So he used to take me to the sushi place all the time. I don't remember what the sushi place is called, but it's the most famous sushi place in Dominica, and it's self-owned by this dude who's like just started the company there. He makes his own shit, and I loved the sushi that was shrimp tempura with a little bit of cream cheese, so it's kind of like a combination of the Philadelphia sushi, but with like shrimp tempura. Like, it's just so good. I used to get that every single time. I loved it. I totally loved it. And he always used to get soup when we go there. So we were just there at that restaurant eating, and to eat there is like quite expensive, I would say, and we ate there every day because our student loans paid for it. I also had bubble tea every day. I always had honeydew because that's my favorite. My second favorite is taro, but I always went for honeydew, so I got a honeydew. And we're there just eating and stuff, and this guy tells me that, and this is actually like before we dated, we're studying. We always study when we eat, and we bring our study guides, and we're both like studying on our own, and then if I have a question I'll ask or whatever. So we were studying and eating, and he, at the beginning, like, you know, he's very focused, he doesn't like really talk a lot, and then I was like, so I don't like really get this, because I made my own study guides, and I used to draw stuff out too, because I am visual, and I used to draw like little diagrams even before he was like all artisty and shit, and I never went into like that artisty level of a detail. I only use like diagrams to like remind myself of things and give myself landmarks. So I drew out this protein chain, and I was drawing out a mechanism, and I stuck a protein onto something. Like, according to the way I read my notes, I'm like, this seems to make sense. Like, this protein is stuck onto this, right? And I was like, hey, like, is it like this? And then I show him my picture, and he laughs at me. He laughs at me. That little fucker laughed at me. He's like, you think that this is stuck onto this? Turns out I was actually right about that. I was actually right, because, okay, at the moment, like, I wasn't sure, you know. I went back, I checked it, and it was right. And I hope I could, like, find out exactly what that was. I don't think I'll ever find it. But I found that, and I was like, actually, the CB, whatever protein is actually stuck to it or whatever. And whenever it's, like, released, then you get, like, the disease. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I wish I could remember the mechanism for you, but I'm not sharp anymore. But, so, okay, first of all, he laughed at that. Okay, so fine, whatever, you're like the smarter one, whatever, you're the tutor, I don't care. So this guy goes on to diagnose me with ADHD. He just like looks at me as I'm like going off on a tangent while we're eating, right? Because we finally stopped studying, we were just talking. And then he looks at me and he's like, I could watch you just talk forever. You're just like always talking and you like look everywhere and stuff. And he's like, you know you like have ADHD, right? And then I was like, just cause we're talking about a story and then I say bunnies doesn't mean like I'm like literally distracted. Maybe whatever the fuck we're talking about is so fucking boring that it can't keep my attention and I just want to talk about something else. Like, is that a possibility? I told him, I was like, maybe it's just like my personality or whatever. But honestly, after he diagnosed me with ADHD that day, I did not need to go to no doctor. I never went for medicine, but I knew that day because he is so fucking smart. I knew that I had ADHD after he said those words. After it came from anyone else, I would say you're a fuckboy, you're a dumbass, you're a bitch, you don't know what you're talking about, you're stupid. But no, if it came from him and he was the smartest guy in our school, and everybody knew it too, so did the TAs and the professors. They knew him and he was the smartest. After he diagnosed me, like, then I knew it was like real. I learned in psychology in college that it's only really a disease if it negatively affects your lifestyle. Like if you have OCD and you have to tie your shoelace 50 times and it's really affecting you from your goals and moving on with your life and shit and it's like making you upset and depressed, then it's a disease. But if you have OCD and you check the stove like 3 times before you leave the house, maybe you're just super cautious. So I kind of draw that boundary about like personality and stuff, and I love my personality. It actually makes me really happy. So I don't care if you think I'm like a little ADHD, and I let him know this, and I was like, and I'm never gonna go like ask for meds for ADHD or like think like it's a serious problem because it only makes me happy, my personality, how it is. And then that's how I really find my true friends who like me for who I am. So yeah, this guy diagnosed me with ADHD before we even dated, and it was really, really, really funny. So moving on, we dated and it was like really cute. Like we used to hold hands and walk around our med school campus. We used to go on coffee runs together. His mom is so hot. His mom lives in like this huge ass house and he loves her so much and he always used to take care of his mom. I thought that was really cute. I'm gonna tell you about times that he started to piss me off. So we were really cute together, so people were always trying to break us up. And I really mean it. And I find that this is like a trend all my life. Every single time I'm finally happy with someone, I feel like someone's always trying to fuck up our relationship. But this time, instead of it being a guy, it was actually a girl. And there was actually a guy too. So there was 2 people. And I'm actually not gonna say their names because I'm not saying their names. In my class, there was a guy, C. And then in his class, there was a girl, also C. I'm gonna call the girl Carrots because I fucking hate carrots. I'm gonna call the guy Salad because then you can guess what the C stands for. By the way, that fucking guy emailed me. He's like, what are you doing now? Like, you know, what's going on? And I ignored him. I ignored that little bitch. Okay, so Salad was always like, since I was in first semester, Salad was always like, at the end of class, he always used to walk up to me and he'd talk to me. He was 27. Ugh, 21 plus 6. Okay, so that was 6 years older than me at the time, and you know, he's like built and shit, and he's always like, he never like hit on me. He always just would be like, you have a nice skirt today. And I always wore Abercrombie & Fitch. I was obsessed, and I used to work there, so I used to have all the clothes. And he used to be like, Moose, every time he saw my clothes, because that's their logo. He used to point to like my skirt or my shirt and be like, Moose, 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 my dress. Everything has Moose, you know. And he would just be like that. And he always hung out with his real friends, you know, and I didn't really have any friends. I was always rolling solo. And he always used to study with them, and he did really good on all of his exams. He was also a podiatrist before he came to med school, so he was really well prepared and always ready to study and shit. So, you know, I like admired him. Like, I would also like ask him questions about our class material, but he never clearly explained to me any kind of mechanism. And I'm not being salty. He was a memorizer, so he memorized everything. He memorized tables, and he was very successful that way. He always studied very hard, and he was very, very good at anatomy naturally because of his background. So this guy, yeah, he was like, you know, always like, hey, like, you know, and like doing cute stuff, and oh, he always had to say hi. Always had to say hi, and I'm like, I don't get this guy, like I don't like even want like a relationship or anything, but like I just don't get it, right? So that guy is like, whatever, right? So I'm like, nothing's going on here, you know. He was like, you know, studies, and he's very diligent. Like, I just did not think anything of it. But as soon as I got into this relationship, he came up to me in the library one day, and I was just like outside of the fishbowl. The fishbowl is the one with all the tables, and it has like these little green lamps, like the traditional libraries, and they're everywhere, and they call it the fishbowls, where you go to cram, and we go there every day. Everybody goes there every day, except people that study in classrooms, which is a thing, because after the classrooms are clear, you go there to study, and that's where I met the other guy. Cute. So Salad was like, yo, I like you and stuff, you know, I don't know if you're doing right by going to this relationship or whatever. And I'm like, I'm sorry you like feel that way or whatever. But I was like not swayed. I was not swayed by this. But then people saw us talking together. And then one day he just like, I was like walking to the store, and he just like walked next to me. And then people saw us. People from fourth semester saw us walking, right? And then like it just looks like really bad on me. Like honestly, it just looks really bad. Like this guy is like nothing to me. And then okay, so it made my boyfriend jealous. And that is not good, because then it just leads up to all the other events of what's gonna happen next. So I didn't mean to, and I tell him like, you know, I don't like him, you know. Like, I don't even know, like, why he's, like, doing this or whatever. So, yeah. And, of course, I look like a liar, because I always look like a liar whenever I'm telling the truth. And I only tell the truth. Okay, so there was also this classroom I want to tell you guys about. It's for fourth semesters only. It's super, super special. And this shows you how fucking salty everybody is. So there's, like, no professors there, no teachers there. No, like, there is student council there, though. So I go into the fourth semester room, and it's so much nicer. It's so much nicer than all the other crappy classrooms. So I used to feel like hella special, because I was a first semester, and then he was a fourth semester, and then, you know, I get to like study in like his cool space and stuff, and like all the cool kids are there, and they're all fourths, and I don't know, I just like studying there, and I felt like I studied so much better. I only lasted one fucking day in that classroom, and somebody fucking sent out a blast email. Student council sent out a blast email. Fourth semester classrooms are for fourth semesters only. And I'm like, you little fucks, I'm the only first semester in. You guys are so sucky. We weren't even like being all weird or loud. I was being nice. I was such a nice kid back then. And I was just studying, and those little fucks are so salty. Well, it just goes to show you. And there's lots of salt that goes on throughout a relationship. I can't remember all of it. I'm not going to talk about all of it. But yeah. So now we're gonna talk about Carrots. I fucking hate this girl. So he obviously liked this girl way, like all 4 semesters. He's been liking this girl, crushing on this girl, whatever. Like I didn't really know. And then I realized that this girl is my TA, and he actually tells me one day, he tells me, we're eating at this restaurant called Tomato, which is a very famous restaurant in Dominica. Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom went there when they were filming Pirates of the Caribbean. They signed the poster, and Johnny Depp wrote on the poster, "Best chocolate cake in the Caribbean," and they're like so proud of it. They deliver, so I order from them all the time. I used to always order pesto pasta, chicken alfredo pasta, chicken parm, and my other favorite was obviously like all their cakes. I used to always order tiramisu. Chocolate cheesecake was my #1 favorite. Their food was amazing. So we're at Tomato and we're sharing something together. I don't remember what we ordered, but it must have been some kind of seafood thing because I'm getting like seafood vibes. And he tells me, "Oh, by the way, I like carrot. I used to like carrots." And I was like, "What? Like, why the fuck would you say that on a date? Like, who the fuck is so fucking salty? Like, I don't remember what I did that day, or like, why? Like, what? Like, I don't know." And I don't know if the salad thing had to do with it, but I can't believe he said that to me. And I was like, "What? Like, what?" And then I was like, like, can you just like not do that? Because I have like a jealous personality. Like, can you just like not talk about other girls? I like don't like that, right? I mean, like, who would? And then, okay, so whatever, some time passes or whatever, and it's time for their senior dance. Only the 4th semesters get the dance, and they get to bring whoever they want. Of course, I got to go. I wore a purple dress. He wore a purple tie to match me. We looked really cute together. We took really nice pictures. I sent him all the pictures. I still have the pictures. And it was so cute, man. It was a very remote place. Everybody's out there. All the teachers, people are getting awards. And it's so lit, and the dancing is awesome. That place was huge. I remember now. That place was so fucking huge. It was like a castle. It was a castle. And we like went in, and there was like multiple floors. We're dancing and stuff. I'm so glad he likes to dance. But of course, Carrots is the 4th semester, so she had to be there. And by the way, this girl was my TA, and after like he threw the salt at me at Tomato restaurant, I kind of like threw the salt at her. I'm like dissecting my cadaver, and I'm like, "Hi, we need help," or whatever. And she's such a fucking nerd. I really hate her because she was one of those people, like, because in anatomy lab, you just smell formaldehyde, and some people can't stand it. I was fine with it. And some people have to wear the gas mask because they're allergic to it, and some people just wear the mask to like lessen the chemicals. Like, you know when you go to a nail salon, they wear like the face mask thing, or someone has like a deadly virus and they wear the face mask around everywhere. That's what she wore. She wore it to anatomy, and I'm like, "Oh, that's the girl." Like, oh my god. So I was like, "Hey, like, I need help," or whatever. So I asked her about this muscle, and then at the end I say Carrots, and then she just looks at me and with like scared eyes, because she knows I'm the girl that's dating Q, and she knows that I'm like with him, and she knows that he used to like her, or he possibly still likes her. So I'm like, I had to do that to her, and then she's like, with the scared ass eyes, every single time she saw me after that, scared eyes, "Yes, you better, bitch, you better know." And yeah, but you know, it's not really her, oh poor innocent Carrots. Like, it really was Q's fault. But you know, I also don't blame him, because he probably thought I liked the other guy, which I really didn't, even though the other guy was cuter than him. Like, he didn't have the personality, and he wasn't that smart. So I was like fucking with her a lot. Like, every single time I saw her, like, you know, I'd be like, "Hi, you know, Carrots," or like, you know, like, I would be like very present, very present. So we go to this dance, and she wore it's either a purple dress with green flats or vice versa. And then there was legitly Barney colors, and I was so pissed because the flats were velvet, and it just didn't go good together. I'm like, "Why did you pair it like this? Like, I don't get it. Like, it just doesn't look good." Like, but I didn't say anything, obviously. So everybody is like dancing in a circle, and I'm dancing with my then boyfriend, and then he just walks up. Okay, yeah, by the way, he's wasted because he's lightweight. And he walks up to her and he starts dancing with her. And I was like, "So what the fuck? Like, is this really happening to me? Did I just get played by a nerd? A nerd? Like, are you serious? Like, I'm the one who settled for you, and you're gonna go dance with Carrots? And she's not even pretty, guys." But I guess his personality counts, right? So I was like super sad, bro. Like that was like major reject. So you know, after that it was over. I would never be nice again. My wrath was just woo. Like I was like done. Like now I was like in for the revenge, yo. I was in for the fucking revenge. So after that, you know, things pretty much went downhill. I told him, I was like, why did you like dance with that girl? Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm right here. Like, are you fucking retarded? Like, what is like, who does that? Like, honestly, that's such a fuckboy thing to do, right? And plus, she never liked you anyway. She never liked you. Like, and she never will like you, right? So I'm sorry, but you know, maybe you guys are married right now, but she doesn't like you, bro. That's why she rejected you for like 4 semesters. Anyways, I'm sorry, but it's the cold hard truth. I don't care if I'm salty. It's the truth, bro. It's the truth. Anyways, and you won't believe what happened next is that he decides to spend his 5th semester, which is like you're done with all of the core classes, you're done with all of the special classes. You get to go to clinicals either in Miami or in Roseau, which is a city in Dominica. He decides to stay in Roseau. And the thing about Roseau is that it was something that was like supposed to be like romantic, like for us, like, oh, like we could still be together, you can do your clinicals in Roseau, and then I will be here like with you, you'll come to see me or whatever. It's about an hour away. But no, this motherfucker stays to fucking Roseau and doesn't go to Miami. I would go to Miami, by the way. He stays in Roseau for the girl, right? And then she fails and doesn't make it. He actually goes to Roseau because she chose Roseau. Oh my god, I remember. He goes to Roseau because they both picked it as their thing. She actually fails, and then for my whole 2nd semester, I just get to walk around campus and then watch her because she's just in like, she's in the library and stuff. And then he comes back to like help tutor her. So yeah, bitch, get failed. So I guess you weren't that smart anyway, even though you were an anatomy TA. Suck it, bitch. So yeah, that's my salty story about a fuckboy that was actually like a nerd and like very sweet in the beginning, but then he just got like really weird. And like, who the fuck does that? Like, if you're with someone, don't like go back to like your past relationships. Don't go to like other people. At least break up decently first and try not to like hurt the person. Always break up decently first, and then you can like go do whatever you want. But like, if you just do that in front of people, it's just so disrespectful. So yeah, that's pretty much why I like never. Oh yeah, he also emailed me. He emailed me like 2 years later, and he was like, hey, like what's going on? And I was like, I did not even respond. And then I think he also spelled my name wrong. Oh my god. I guess the moral of the story is like everybody gets rejected. Don't be sad about it, because after that, you know, I had lots of great dates. I had lots of great boyfriends, and it doesn't really matter. Like, if someone hurt you like that, just let it go, and then years and years later, just make a YouTube video about it, and it might actually be funny. And I really do think it was funny because I settled so fucking hard, guys. Like, you don't understand how much I settled. And even though I just like loved how smart and brilliant he was, I settled for him. And also, I want to let you know, like, if you see those early signs of lying in the beginning and shit, like with the Abercrombie thing, like things that don't even matter, if you see like that kind of stuff early, just like be aware. Maybe the person you're dating is not who you think they are. They might not be as genuine as you think they are. And if there's ever one lie, like once a liar, always a liar, I swear to you that is so true. Once a whatever, always a whatever. Like, honestly, your true behavior always comes back later. So just like take signs and take care of yourself and just be very aware. And I think that was like, you know, super interesting, because he'll like be forever chasing like the Great Gatsby dream goal thing, and then I was like, hey, like I was pretty nice too, don't you think I'm like really nice girlfriend? Sometimes I play games. No one played games in med school. Everybody's like, what is a video game? What do you mean first person shooter? What do you mean Call of Duty? Like, they did not know like what the fuck I was talking about all the time. Oh, League of Legends. Only one guy knew what League of Legends was. Please send me a comment anywhere. You can comment down below. You can comment on any of my social media. You can comment anywhere. I read all my comments, and if you comment down below, I will press like, even if it's a hate comment, just to let you know that I've seen it. And yeah, I always take whatever you guys say into consideration, and I'm always looking to make new videos. I ask my friends every single day, what should I make a video about? And today they said story time. So you get to choose the next one. Just let me know. I promise I'll make it if it's a really good idea. So have a great day. And if you have any fuck people in your life, fuck them all. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be funny like in like a few years, promise. We're at the end of the video. Click on something around here and keep on watching so you don't miss me.